doesn't change. It shows you the program, it shows you how she does it. I know that some of us still go back and forth to whether we're using the trays or the rolls. And I'll tell you that it really is going to depend on you. And I will say that we've been successful with trays in the past. I've done about 5 Park Lane shows now, and I've sort of asked my customers. They seem to like the trays that we're used to. If you're doing big shows and you have shows on your schedule, I think trays are easier for people to get to the jewelry. I still do what they suggest by covering my trays always. So just like when you walked in here tonight, my foams are on top of my trays and nobody's looking at my jewelry until I want them to see it, right? But I also like the business in a bag from a couple different viewpoints. If you're the type of person that's going to go meet a couple of friends for lunch, or you want to have a coffee date, or you're trying to get started right now, instead of waiting for your calendar to dictate when your next show is, you should be making calls and saying to people, oh my God, I can't wait to show you my new business. Can we meet for coffee? I just need 15 minutes of your time. I want to show you my new line and get some ideas from you. And you're going to show them the jewelry and you're going to get started that way. And so using the business in a bag to help you get started and get out there and meet different groups of people is going to be very helpful. Everybody should be hosting their own show in January. We have been very fortunate with this company that they have given us so many free kits. I do want to share that the free kits are available a little bit longer because they are trying to get continued Leah Sophia people the help they need to get started. So we are going to have till January 14th to get people on using the free kit. That being said, they do expect that when people take a kit, they're going to start off that very month doing a minimum of $500 in sales. And we have to expect that as well, because when somebody's taking a free kit, it's not just free and I'll get started at some time down the road when maybe my calendar says that I have enough time and I gotta, we can't do it that way. They're giving us all this jewelry with the knowledge that we're really starting people who want to get started in the business. And usually that's within the first 30 days. So I'm happy to get as many people signed on as possible, but let's take it seriously. And you really want to get out there this January and you really want to overload your calendar, because I will tell you that in February comes the new catalog. And the more people you see in January and in the beginning of February, you're going to be able to use that as a carrot. Oh my God, I want you to be the first with our brand new catalog. I have to book you. So the more people you see in the next month, the more bookings you get, the easier it's going to be to even get additional bookings. Does that make sense? So really work your January. Now's the time. People really have the time. It's slow. There's not so many sports things going on, that kind of thing for the kids. You can really, just 1 or 2 in the next couple of weeks is really going to be helpful. I did want to read off congratulations to the people who have qualified so far. Qualified means you've hit $1,000 in non-commissionable sales.
Sorry, that's mine. Sorry.
Are
I
you
was
okay?
Gonna get it.
No, it's fine. I just almost broke it though. I'm sorry. So $1,000 is what it takes to qualify with Park Lane. Leah Sophia, if you were an advisor there, it was $1,900. So they actually have different minimums, but we do have to do $1,000 in what they call net non-sales, which means that those $14 items and everything count towards that $1,000. Okay. So right now, the people who have hit it: Amanda Jaroff, Amanda Pavlich, Ariella Cornley, Audrienne Masula, Donna Cahan, Ellen Glassett, Jackie Reganti, Jamie England, Karen Freed, Kate Levin, Lori Rizos, Linda Carrazza, Lori Costigan, Lori Franzoy, Melissa Wilson, Paige Bank, Paula Mayers, Renee Lorday, Sherry Featherman, Tammy Nussbaum, Tony Ann Klaus, and Wendy Larvieux. So those are the people that have hit it. Congratulations to you, because within a month you hit your 1,000. We do have a lot of people, and I don't know that you want me to read out the names, but you should know, and you guys can take a look at this. We have a lot of people on a list who have hit that original 500 that we talked about that you had to hit by December 31st. I will read out those people to you right now, because that's also a very big congratulations, but you're hanging there, and you have to complete the additional monies by the first 4 weeks when you started and you entered your first show in order to earn that $500 gift card. So if you're close or you're almost there, take into consideration, go home and make sure that you're looking online at what you need to put in to hit that 1,000. You want to qualify. You want to get that $500 gift card, and you want to make sure the company sees you as qualified for all those additional incentives throughout the next time. So I'm going to read it. We have Alicia Von Kliegen, $698, Anna Almonte, $959, Anna Clory, $590, Anna Blumenstick, $745, Anna Marie Sanabria, $888.50, Ashley Regan, $562, Beth McCourt, $457, Elizabeth Cago, $547, Gretchen Kaiser, $626, Jennifer Brown, $99, Jennifer Pellegrini, $637, Joanne Bernabe, $826, Catherine Lewis, $655.50, Christina Recenti, $764, Christine Coleman, $651, Laura Aponte, $774, Lisa Galoo, $766, Lorraine Shackelford, $692, Lucy Almanazar, $728, Margarita Angione, $827, Marianne Cordoy, $584, Melissa Aponte, $996. Melissa, are you here?
No, but I told her.
$4.
I know, sorry.
Regina Maro, $698. Tamara Martinez, $461.50. Shirley Rivera, $539. Samara Amaris, $629. Stacy LeBron, $753.50. Stacy Trackus, $638. Tamahin Rivera, $697. Tareen DeBeese, $714. Terry Prashak, $701. Talonda Ross, $780. Victoria Gino, $303, and Yesenia Terrero, $587. So congratulations to you guys for getting in your first 500 in sales. And all you got to do is complete that 1,000 in non-commissionable, and you will get that $500 gift card. But taking note of the date that you have to do it is extremely important, okay? Okay, so Lori Costigan, I'm going to ask you if you would come up. We're going to pick your brain a little bit.
Somebody better pick it.
So I wanted to ask you your advice.
No, I did.
So we want to keep it simple. And we wanted to ask you how we should do that best. And I'm going to give you the microphone, but how do we take Leah Sophia, what we know already, and how do we then take this new program and how do we make it our own?
Well, let me think.
Putting Lori on the spot.
I'm gonna say the first 3 shows I did, I winged it. Listen, it was a whole new business. I had no time to even think about it. I walked in and I was really trying to do it the way they showed us with those, I hate saying this word, burritos. But I did it. It was stressful. It was hard. I felt like I was all over the place. And then my next show, I said, you know what? I'm doing what I do best. I went in, I kept everything simple. The hostess program, just like Leah Sophia had a hostess program, 4 bonus items, 5 at half price, right? You're 20% and free. I did the same thing. 4 hostess bonus items, 4 at half price, and they're $20 per order. If they got 10 or more, it was double. That was it. I didn't do any, if you do this, you do that, you know. I was keeping it simple. For me, I felt like I was more comfortable. The ladies there had a better time because I was relaxed. I was enjoying it. I didn't change everything. If you want to change one thing at a time and see how it works for you, but if you're going to go in and change everything, you're going to make yourself a nut. And then everybody's going to be like, we don't want to be partying with you. It's too stressful. The trays seem so much easier to clean up. I tried to do the whole, jewelry thing, and at one point it worked really well because I had a show in the city. I got to hop on the train. I was there with my little bag. I walked 5 blocks. It was no big deal. Laid out my jewelry. It was a great show. I was home in my living room by 7:30. 2 hours show. But if I had my jewelry in trays, it was the tunnel. It was, traveling, carrying my bags. So sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. You have to use your best judgment. For me, my everyday shows are going to be in my trays, quick cleanup, and, going back to my regular presentation. I did exactly my presentation for Leah Sophia, except I just didn't say the word Leah Sophia. I call myself now the jewelry lady. When I call on the phone, I usually say, hi, it's Lori Costigan from Leah Sylvia. I don't say that anymore. I say, hi, it's Lori Costigan, your favorite jewelry lady. It just made it so much easier. So keep it simple. Write your thank you letters just like you normally did. Send out your packets. It's been working. We've been all so successful. Why change it? Keep it simple. Stupid.
That's right. No. I think that's the best advice. And I did see a couple other new Park Lane people that aren't in our area. One of the things they're doing, and I'm sort of making mental notes of different things that I see and different approaches. Somebody I know is just going out and not telling anybody. She said, I'm working with a new company and I want it to be a surprise when I get to you. You're going to be the first person to do it. Now, I don't know that that makes me comfortable, but she feels that the person booked shows for her and not necessarily the line. I can tell you, I had a hostess that I'm doing a show for in February on the phone today. She said, I didn't get from you the catalog yet, or what should I do? I said, listen, Michelle, you know what? You're telling the girls you're having a jewelry night, a get-together, right? She goes, yeah, just like I did the last time I did it for you, right? I said, exactly. I said, the girls don't care what it is as long as you're getting them together, right? She said, yes. I said, good. Tell them you're having a jewelry party. I'll be there. I bet they never ask. So that's the truth. Once we get there and we book Park Lane parties because they see the jewelry, they're gonna love it and you're gonna feel more confident going in. Right now, many of us are working on what we call flipping those hostesses from Leah Sophia, and we're trying to explain how great Park Lane is. And so one of the things that this does, it brings me to, is just thinking about how we are going to do that. And so we want to make it very simple, like Lori was saying. We want to make sure they understand, listen, it's just a jewelry party. I promise you a great night. You're going to get a ton of free jewelry. Our quality is made better than you've ever seen before. You're going to love it. I have so many pieces. And that's really how you want to present yourself when somebody says that they don't know what it is that you're selling. The next person I'm going to call up is Tony Ann, because I just want to talk about the sales approach for a moment and what we can do to help elevate our sales with this company. Thank you.
Okay. So much of what you saw Kathy speaking about can definitely be applied into your existing presentation. I'm sure you've already picked up on, she mentioned a bonus item was $10, that's now $15, and she mentions $12 bonus items, which are now the 14s. Okay, so it's a little outdated. So in going back and forth and having had done several parties both ways, winging it, like I think we all did that first week, right? And then thinking about it a little bit more, I've realized that there's definitely a better way to present the sale and definitely a better way to use that wish list. And the ultimate goal is to maximize your sale, okay, and to keep it where we were with Leah Sophia. Okay, we were very comfortable selling those 6 pieces for at half price, right? And then they were basically getting their 6 pieces, they got their half price items, and their sweet spot was like $130, $140, right? And we were very, very happy with that. You did that times 10, it was a $1,400 show, and we were thrilled, right? In order to do that with Park Lane, it's going to take a little bit more, I will say, confidence, because I think if you're confident presenting it this way, it's all going to work very easily, okay? So I liked what Kathy did, and it's going to take some getting used to, especially for type A personality people, but giving out the wish list, okay? Not the catalogs, because exactly what she said, you're going to see the tops of their heads the whole time. So while you do your presentation, and then when you get to the modeling part, you're going to give out this wish list. And you're going to tell them that you really expect them. You're giving the instructions. And most people are very compliant. And they're going to follow along. And they're going to make sure that they listen to every word you say. And they're going to want to have a filled wish list because you told them to fill up that wish list. Okay? So you're going to tell them to fill up that wish list with all of their favorite items. Okay? That you're showing. And you're going to have them. And you're going to say the more items you have on your wish list, the better deals there are for you. Okay, I'm not saying any specifics. I'm not getting into anything. As you're doing your modeling and you're doing the names, okay, and it's going to take us some time, and don't be afraid to use little note cards or whatnot. If you're using the rolls, you can stick a little note card on the inside so you remember which pieces are in there. Or in the beginnings, you can do little note cards on your trays if you need to, okay, just until you get used to it, and then the names will flow just like the rest of them did, right? So you give out your wish list, and you're going to explain to them, I want you to fill this up. You're going to write down all of your favorites. The more you have, the better deals there are for you. So now they're filling up this whole wish list during your whole modeling segment, okay? Now it comes time, so we'll fast forward a little bit. So now we come to checkout, okay? I didn't say anything about spend 90. Why would I do that? To me, if I say that, do you know what that reminds me of? Buy 2, you get 1 and half. And guess what? They all take their 3, they're happy, and that's it. If I said buy 90, they're all stopping at 90, I guarantee you. So instead, I want them to fill up their wish list. I want them to like the smaller pieces this time. Okay? With Leah, I couldn't stand birthday party earrings, right? But I want them to like those small pieces, and I want them to put a lot of them on that list. So we get to checkout. You're very confident. If they have a ton of things on their list, it's the same as going to, let's say, Nordstrom or Banana and walking up to the register with 20 articles of clothing and putting them on the counter. Is the woman working the register assuming that you're putting half that stuff back? No? So if you come to me with 20 items on your wish list, I'm very confidently assuming, there's no reason for me not to, that you are taking every single piece of jewelry on that list. And that's exactly how you have to treat it. So I do the math, I add it up, and I present it. Okay, so the total for all of these items is $200. Now this is the fun part. I have an even better deal for each of you, or for you, right? And the better deal is this. Now you're going to go back to that table, and you're going to get the items that you really, really, really want. And I know there's a few more of those. Those big reach items that you thought were out of reach. Guess what? They're not. You're going to pick out not 1, not 2, but 3 items valued up to and including $200 and let's say $8. And you're going to get them for $14 each. So for just a little bit more than what you're already spending, because I'm assuming they're spending, you're going to be able to get a little bit over $800 something in jewelry. And that at that point, that's where they're really wow, like, oh, it's a great deal. Yeah, I'm getting everything I wanted, and then I can add more for a minimal, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Because it's December and we love the holidays, you get 1 free. Okay? So they go back and they add their pieces. You may get some hesitation. You may get the person that says, you know what? I really can't afford $210. All right, let me see what I could do for you. Let me play with the numbers a little bit. And you work your math a little bit, and maybe you take one of our items down and whatnot, and you make it $14. So now it brings you under the 200 mark. Maybe it brings you to $199. No, I'm kidding. $180, let's say. Okay? Sounds a lot better than 2 something, and she can still go back and pick 2 more pieces. I wasn't confusing. I didn't say spend. That was one part that I did not like in that video. Spend 30, you can get this. Yeah, they'll all be taking 30. But really, is that what you want to do? Listen, I leave my house at 6 o'clock on average to get to a party, and I come home at 10:30, 11 o'clock, sometimes later, right? 2 and done, right, Lori? I want to make the same amount. If I'm leaving my house for X amount of hours, I want to make the same amount of money when I'm going out. I don't need to go and, they all bought 30s, So if you keep it consistent and you present it that way, you have a better chance of maximizing your sales. But you assume it's all about that wish list, and that's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. They're actually jotting things down. And I truly believe, I think it's okay because you're asking them to do something. So now I feel like they're focusing on what you're saying because they feel like, oh, the teacher's going to come check my paper. So I need to make sure I have something on here, right? So I think they are paying attention to the names of those pieces, and they're starting to develop a little bit of an attachment to the names of those pieces. And it really starts, and especially if there's one piece that stands out that everybody's saying the name of time and time again, that seems to be the piece of the night, and it'll start rolling off the tongue, and they'll start owning it and making it their own. And I really think that's the way to go. So it's all about assuming that everything they're taking on that wish list is what they're taking, and then you have an additional gift to offer them after. And I do like the verbiage of the good, better, best. I think that's something to definitely adapt and make your own also. So, the good being you're here tonight, you're getting a great sale, right? You fill out this wish list, you're going to be very surprised the deals that I have for you. And you're making them feel special when they sit down with you because you're giving them something, extra and whatnot. And then when you have to tweak it because maybe it's a little bit out of budget, then you're still working with them. And, and that's where that loyalty and that trust also comes into play and starts building as well. And they see you as somebody that really understood and gave them a little leniency with their wish list, and then you'll go further with that person down the road also. So any questions about that? Go ahead.
I noticed in that presentation and what you're saying, like I know I went with my starter kit. I had, not that many pieces. And after we tried it on, I gave like every other person a catalog to look at. They were sharing catalogs. And they were working off of that before they came to me. And they found things in the catalog they liked as well. So I have two questions. One, what do you think about bringing out the catalogs? And the second question would be, I know in this movie they talk about getting orders in advance from the people that can't come. And my hostess and I decided not to send them the website in advance because we were a little bit afraid that maybe that people that were on the fence maybe wouldn't come if they saw things in advance.
Hold that thought, because I'll answer the first question about catalogs. The second question about what to do for people in advance, in a few minutes we're going to reveal something that I think might be the answer to that. Okay? We might have a little supplement for you to be able to send your hostess, and I can tell you from personal experience that I think it's going to change things a little bit. It's going to be a little game changer. So be open-minded to that, okay? And as far as the catalogs go, yeah, you do want to have them. I mean, I will say it's not our Leah catalog, that I will say, and I think we all have that concern, and I think there's room for growth, and I think that they are listening at home office, and I think we might see some change, and I think we are getting a voice there already, and I do think that they are listening, and I feel like we may see changes come down the pike. So we have to use what we're given. Yes, do I think that if you don't have a ton of jewelry to start out with, I do think investing in your kit is key. I do.
Right now, till what day? The 14th, you still get $250 in credit.
As a hostess.
So go in there and get yourself another order so you can get another $250 in free jewelry.
It'll cost you $25. It's a good deal. It's so good.
The other thing can I add one thing about the sales? For every show that I've done so far, I have offered my hostess to become a customer as well as a hostess. Because as a customer, right now, especially with that fourth one free, right? I said instead of, she didn't want any, let's say, hostess only items. So she became a customer. She spent $90 as a customer. She gave herself another $20 in credit, or $40 if there were over 10 orders. She got a couple pieces for that $90 that she put in a pocket that she would have on, let's say, bonus items anyway. Then she was able to get a piece up to 90 for 14, a piece up to 90 for 14, a piece up to 90 for 14, and a piece for free. And it gave her an additional order to add on to her. So
You get paid on it?
I have, right, so to date, every hostess that I've had, I've made her a customer and then made her a hostess, and everybody's been really happy with that.
The catalogs do come out at the show. I mean, I'm not saying I don't use catalogs. We're saying that you're not giving them out. Their wish lists are pretty filled up at that point. And then they're going to be, but we were so used to catalogs being we're getting a little bit more away from that, and it's the focus to really be more on the jewelry and really creating that wish list ahead of time. So yeah, I do give them out. They are, just after while they're doing their individual shopping and whatnot. But they already have their heart set on a lot of those pieces. And I've already planted those seeds that the more filled your wish list, the better deals you're going to get.
And that's it, like in terms of the specials, like you're not getting.
No, you never heard me say spend 30. I can't even sit here, honestly, I'll be very honest with you all. The only thing I can tell you is if you spend 90, you get the 3. That's all I can tell you. I can't even tell you the brackets for the other things right now. I don't even know them. I really don't. I focus on the 90 and above, but I realize that if you cap the person, and we've learned this through our experience with Leah, if you cap people, that's all they're going to spend. That's it.
And you'll notice that Kathy didn't say that either. What Kathy said in the video was, so you're gonna make a nice wish list and write down all those pieces you want, you're gonna come to a great total, and then you're gonna get some sale pieces. That's how she put it in the video. You will never, if you go through you're gonna, and what I didn't like is when she goes through the whole 5-star program.
No, she did.
broke
I'm
it
sorry,
down.
she did.
She did?
She broke it down. That's what I
In the
was saying.
beginning,
that
she said it briefly, but in the second
Second
part, she
one.
said $30.
And that's what we're saying not to do. We like the briefing part that you're
See,
getting
that's
all
where my
these,
mind
yeah.
kept stuck, because I was like, oh, I like that. That's
Right.
Yeah.
brief.
But that's what I was saying. You don't, like, I don't even know what the brackets are. Like, you don't even, they'll get fixed. And you know what happens? I'll be honest with you. At my first show, talking about winging it, right, Lori? I did do it that way. And this is where I can stand up here and say it truly, there's got to be a better way. And that's why from the time I did that first show until January 5th, when Jackie kept calling and saying, you have a better plan, right? You have a better plan, right? You have to have a better sales strategy. So, and I said, I think this really is the mark, because when I mentioned, well, if you spend this, you spend this, do you know where the party went? The party wasn't on the jewelry anymore. Do you know where it was? Every single person had calculators in their hand. And they were working it out to be the best deal. And it was, all right, well, if I add this, and if I add this piece, and if I add this piece, all right, that's 92. All right, that's fair enough. Okay, 14, 14, 14. Like, it just didn't, that's what they were doing. They weren't even, willing to take their, look at their big piece, like a big item, like a $200-something item, right? And that's what they were doing. It was calculator the entire time, and that's what they were focusing on. They weren't falling in love with these pieces. And at this point, we need to elevate the brands. We need to have people fall in love with this brand so they keep coming back for more. Okay?
For like our old Leah Sophia people that were trying to get parties to get everything going, if they ask what's the sale, because they're all used to what the sale that was here,
It's
what do you
individualized.
say? Like, that's what I feel like I don't know. 'Cause
Yeah, well, that's something, is that a conversation you're having on the telephone? Is that what you're asking?
yeah, like if they're like, well, it used to be buy this and get blah, 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 what is it now?
Yeah, I had that conversation today, and and as long as you sound confident and excited, you can provide an example, and that's okay. For example, I want to share with you something that happened. I had somebody, choose it with Leah Sophia, and you can reference it because that's what people know at this point, okay? You were choosing your 6 pieces, and let's say you spent $130. Well, guess what happens now? You get those same 6 pieces, and then you can go back, and you can get 3 additional pieces up to that value for $14.
Okay.
So basically, my hostess, my customer last night, whether you had a party or not, she spent $142, and she walked away with almost $600 in jewelry. So when you think about it that way, Leah Sophia was giving you 50% off. This is greater than 50% off. Oh, okay.
So it's more general.
They want to know that they're getting a sale. Exactly. If you want to use the 100 mark, the 120 mark, you could. But this is just an example, you would say. You wouldn't say, you're not saying choose 6, get 4. That was you're not saying that. You're just, just for an example, I want to tell you what happened last night, and then she'll get it. And the prices in the book are not necessarily the prices that you'll pay. The prices on the website are not necessarily the prices that you'll pay. Those are things that should really roll off your tongue also. Any other questions while I'm up here about anything else?
I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
What you could say, which I tried, is say, well, it's really very individual depending on the jewelry or the pieces that each customer chooses. But here's an example of what happened last night, and then you can go with that. And then it's not an end-all, be-all.
Right, I think Jenny's next.
Yeah, I'm curious as to when in February, like, the catalog comes out, like.
At convention. So,
President's Weekend.
yeah, so President's Weekend, that weekend when you're there, that Saturday, they give the girls the catalog, they're there, and they can start selling it that weekend.
But just to talk about that for 1 second, just so, don't get yourself into a panic. If you were with Leah, you know what new catalog meant. It meant a discontinued list. It meant tons and tons of pieces that were being pulled from your trays that you couldn't sell. That's not what this is at all. Okay? They're coming out with a new catalog, there's new pieces in there, but for the most part, everything you've invested in will still be available.
So do you still show that?
Yeah, it's the same thing, remember? Do you remember the piece? Exactly. So the pieces that we're saying are available online in addition to the book, that's where those are coming from. So you're not having to pull from your tray, right? So maybe one of those necklaces that we love was pulled from a catalog, 3 catalogs ago. So you're at a better, you're not replacing all of those. It's okay, so don't panic when the new book comes out thinking we just got started with this one,
Are you telling people to go and look online, like before the party? Like, how do you work that into the conversation?
So, well, and I wanted to share with you, and I'm just going to reiterate some of Tony said. I had a conversation with Scott Levine today, and we talked a little bit about what's happening and what's going on.
The owner's son.
No,
CEO.
the owner. That's Junior. I spoke to Scott Levine, the CEO, today.
Okay.
Senior. And so we were talking about the catalog. I wanted him to know what's happening here, the good and the bad. First of all, he congratulated our entire team because we are the team that brought the most people over in the entire country so far. We have 182 people in December that signed
No,
up.
Scott bought it.
Pretty amazing. So I think that's being noticed. There is definitely power in numbers, and that's why when you come together as a team and you work together, amazing things are going to happen. He and I talked a little bit about the easy part of getting started, the fact that we're good at jewelry sales, that we have a team and a management group that's really working together to help build everybody up. I said the hardest part for me, I'm being honest with you, is the catalog. I said, to me, the catalog is a little dated. I've had customers say to me that. I said, and so I really like the jewelry, and when I get it, I have no problem with it. I have a little bit of a problem with the catalog. I said, and I'm just being honest with you. I live in the New York area. People have discretionary income. They're in the city. They're at the highest stores. And he said, I understand. He goes, I want to give you a couple examples. He goes, we had one of your Leah girls, her name is Danita Dom, sitting with one of our girls, and Danita was wearing a Park Lane piece that was a little piece, and this other girl was wearing this big piece. He goes, the big pieces get noticed. Once you start to see these big pieces on women, notice that those are the ones that are going to get sold. He said, so even though you might be afraid of them when you're first looking at them, that's why people buy the jewelry, because they want to have something that's special. And when they buy something from Park Lane, he said, I promise you it's going to be special and they're going to have it forever because of the quality of it. He also said, like Tony Ian said, don't rely on that catalog to get sales because you need to tell every customer that you give it to, those numbers in there aren't right, I'm going to have a deal just for you. He's that kind of guy that's how he talks, like he's having a private conversation, like Kathy said, an individualized conversation. I'm going to help you get the best deal. Pick out all the pieces you like. That's his mentality when he looks at it. The other thing that came back to me after my conversation with him is, we know that the spring catalog is pretty much created, and it was created before all these Leah people came over. I think they're hearing a lot of the same thing from everybody, and what I love about this company is they are truly willing to listen to us and to learn from us. And so tonight at 6:15, the call was, anybody that you have on your team that is trendy, please get them out there to take pictures of jewelry and send them to me. We're working on our fall catalog, and we want to know what you want. I was like, that's a pretty cool call to get, right? Because it means they're listening. I already had this conversation at 3:30 this afternoon, and by 6:15 the call was, get us pictures. So I'm challenging all of you. Send me pictures. Go to Neiman Marcus. Go to Bloomingdale's. Go to Lord & Taylor. Send me pieces that you like, because what I explained back to him is, we love the statement pieces, they're great. If I had to tell you what I was looking for a little bit more of, it's those everyday, going to the food store, picking up my kids from school, I need a couple more of those pieces. He explained to me that Park Lane is about those special, beautiful pieces, and you will notice when somebody buys them, they just feel so beautiful in it. He said, Jackie, just like anything else you do in life, it comes out with your confidence. When you talk to people and you get out there and you're excited to show those big pieces, I promise you they're going to sell. And he's right. That's what we always did best. We stood up there and we sold jewelry because we loved it. And he also said, like we agree on, jewelry grows on you. We're so used to seeing one kind of jewelry. Every time I look at this, it grows on me. Every time I pick out pieces that are more like me, it grows on me. So go home and pick out pieces that you like. Make sure that you're wearing them. The more you wear them, the more you'll like them, I promise. But they really are a company that's looking to help us move forward.
I bet by the spring line, he already said that the catalog coming out in February is gonna look very different. Let's wait and see. I haven't seen it, right? I think it's gonna have a different feel. So he said there's been lots of updates and I've been working with my brother. He said, but the catalog coming in spring, we're just gonna start working on Get Me Pictures. Laura.
When somebody takes a look at your trays and says, what page is that on? I don't see that.
We're gonna go there, and I'm gonna wait till Renee Lordi tells you exactly what to do. I have a little, so, right, all these pieces are online, and we are gonna tell you how to do that.
The iPhone now.
Twice a year, February and July.
Same as before.
Jackie, how do we know when something that we bought offline isn't available anymore?
There's a list.
There's a discontinued list, it's called the out list. If you go into the dashboard online, and if you look where it says out list under jewelry, there's a jewelry area, it says out list, you can look at it. I don't think they regularly tell you, alert, this piece went out. I will tell you, in the order that I just got this morning with all my jewelry, I got 2 cards that said to me 2 pieces were discontinued that I ordered. And so they gave me a $136 credit and one for a ring, I don't know how much it was, $88. So I have to go back and now pick 2 other pieces. If it happens to us that we enter an order for somebody and that piece wasn't available, I don't think it's gonna happen often, but if you're really going back into that online page and you're going online, you may run into time in here and there that a piece was just discontinued. I think they do it not randomly, but as needed, and I think it just
She said as the factory
that's it.
eliminates them and they're going.
That's it.
once-
It's
once
as needed.
done, it's done.
So we just have to keep an eye on it. It is something that you might want to print once a month for yourself so that you have a copy of it called their discontinued list, their out list. Stacy?
Should we assume that when it's labeled as a sale item online, that those are the ones that are going to be discontinued?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that's because it's going out.
Maybe we should flag some of those items and watch them and see what the trends are.
Yeah, I mean, we can ask.
When can we get the catalog?
Which one? The February ones?
New one, yeah.
After the convention. End of February.
End of February, oh, no.
Yeah. No, so that brings me to convention for a minute. Leah Sophia.
Who's that?
9 years. Give her a break.
I did it at my show.
Holy shit. So, Park Lane they're having their winter convention in Paris. No.
Vegas.
I'm totally not here tonight. No, I'm so overwhelmed. She's right.
At the Paris Hotel in
Right,
Vegas.
but they are having a trip to Paris that I will tell you many of our people will earn because it's like if you have 4 recruits and each one of those recruits do 4 shows, you still have this month because they're tripling the points to earn the Paris trip. But their convention is in Vegas at the Paris Hotel. I'm definitely going. I know you're going. I'm hoping that there's some other people going. You're going. Good. So I know that Scott had said to me today he can't wait to meet with us and our team there. He said get everybody to come that will. You guys are going to feel like you're really part of the family and you're going to feel like you really know what's going on. If you can afford to take the trip, I am sure it's worth it because you're going to learn so much in those 2 days. Who could beat Vegas? It's so much fun. So if you're looking to come, that's great. You certainly can team up with each other and share rooms and stuff like that. But so that's available. You can go online and you can look at the convention and where it is and everything else, okay? All right, so I think next I wanted to call up, oh my goodness, because this was my old one. I'm sorry, so next I wanted to call up, actually I just want to call Renee first. Renee, can I call you up to talk about that list? And then next we're going to do, yeah, but she don't want to show it where it's printed out. Oh, you can show it that, yeah. Okay. So,
I know, that's fine. I just want
Just a regular website? Just a regular Park Lane website. Like, don't even enter your password. Okay, so when I do my shows, I always brought the Leah Sophia Fashion Focus because I had the names memorized, but I did not have the pages. I just didn't. So I always carried the Fashion Focus whatever show I did. So Park Lane does not have a Fashion Focus. So I made something for myself, and this is what I did. I made it by, what I did was, I went to the regular website. I didn't even log in because Jackie talked about it before, and I know it's going to happen. There's more pieces online. And someone's going to come up to you and go, oh, what page is this on? And I'm going to go, I don't know. So what I did was I just went online, and if you go to jewelry, click on whatever you want. So I started with bracelets. Okay. And then I clicked print. That's it. So, I'm sorry, I'm a school teacher, so you could tell. Okay. So I have my 2 catalogs here. And then I have my shopping guide, which I'll show you where to get next. You could actually buy it, but you don't have to. You could just print it right offline.
It's like 50 cents if you
Yeah,
buy it.
it's really, really cheap. It's really cheap, but you could go online and download it. And that shows you the page numbers. Not everything there is listed, but at least it's a help. And then I have the ascending prices. And what I like about this, and Lori Franzoy gave me this idea, who's in the back and who's fabulous. If somebody comes up to you and says, oh, my $14 item is in between this and this, well, and they were like, oh, I don't know what to spend it on, well, then you could say, well, here you go, these are the items that are in your price range. So it just helps. And you're not flipping through catalogs.
Add that extra $10.
Okay, so then this is just my order. I have the clip-on earrings, because I have none of these, and these are not in the catalog.
Right.
So if somebody says to you, what about these clip-ons? I have something to look up. And I literally just went through each category. Bracelets, clip-ons.
And it printed everything when you hit print?
Yep, it prints everything.
How many pages is that?
It's substantial.
But you'll get over it.
It's substantial.
But you print it once and you keep it as your guide and you hold it next to you.
Right. Also, I use it for eventually the pieces will be discontinued. So they're not going to be in the catalog, but yet you could still display them. So if someone comes up to you with a discontinued piece, you have it right here.
Well, or like I just bought a million pieces online that are not in the catalog.
Right.
So I need that because when they come up to me and say, I want that piece, I need a place to look it up.
All right, and then we just go to that other list to make sure it's still available.
Right.
Jackie, some of the pieces that you bought are not gonna be in that. You have to print from, like, this piece that Stacy put on me, that's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's right back.
Right, it should, everything is online.
You have to keep scrolling down, scroll
Right.
down.
Never in the older catalog.
Nah, nope,
Oh.
everything's from online. You just have to keep, if you looked like it ended and it didn't say to end,
Right, it
you have to
keeps going.
keep scrolling, keep scrolling. You know, wait a little bit and then keep scrolling and it's all, anything that I have is online.
Then you don't have to scroll.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you do click in on your login, there's a section, awesome. Of course, my eyes are horrible. Jewelry style, Jewelry Style Center. Okay, and then I clicked out information on there. I clicked the product information. I clicked the jewelry descriptions. And then I put that in the back. So if a customer asks me, if I'm not sure, especially I like the lengths of the necklaces, I could show them. So I made this as a guide for myself. Because we don't have a Fashion Focus and I needed one.
No, but we needed to get the pieces that are online that you can still sell too.
So
Thank you, Renee. That's wonderful. The next thing I want to show, can we bring up the, so one of the things that we did to make this night our own, and this, ladies, is pretty important, and I know that it took a lot of work. Lori Franzoy has spent the last several weeks putting together comparison pages for us. I know for me, when I was with Leah Sophia, I used them at every show to help elevate the brand. And I think even more now, we're going to use these even more so. I also think if we can make even more comparison pages, you know, with you guys giving us information and feedback, I think we can use it as our own sort of little catalog.
So take a look at these amazing pages. We're gonna email them to each of you tonight so that you have them and that you can print them out. Guess what I'm doing? I think I'm using these instead of the catalog in my monthly envelopes that go out. So it's gonna show them what we have. Look, take a look for a second. This is like the Michael Kors page that Lori put together, right? Look at the bracelets, Michael Kors, look at the rings. You're seeing such exact, it's pretty amazing. And these are really gonna help you at your show. I'm getting them laminated, one on each side. And when I go to my shows, I have 4 laminated pages, and I'm gonna show them. This is Michael Kors, this is Park Lane, this is Van Cleef & Arpels, this is Van, and keep going. So you can keep scrolling. These are really going to help you. These are Van Cleef. I mean, look at the comparisons. How amazing is that? Lori, they look great.
I like that one for $16,000.
Well, yeah, it's pretty. These are some statement necklaces out there from Kate Spade, right? Versus Park Lane. And they really are out there. I just saw actually the triangle necklace, La Louvre, that we have. J. Crew has it right now as well. So, I mean, it's pretty similar. Look at the John Hardy bracelet. Are they not almost exact?
Yeah.
Right?
Jackie, I'll put these on Facebook right now.
Okay. That'd be great. Yep, so Jamie's going to post them on Facebook, and we can also email them to make sure everybody gets them. There's, by the way, that pearls with the bow, everyone from Kate Spade to Chanel to everybody else has it. It is really a very high-end couture look. So that's where you're going to see that. And of course, the rose gold cup we have looks very similar to Chanel's masterpiece.
For $22,000.
How about the necklace that I'm wearing? And look at the Alexis Bitar. It looks almost identical. Or look at the moon drop that she's wearing, like the moon, right? Alexis Bitar, pretty similar. Or I just got that Lavender Lust, looks just like that is Alexis Bitar's signature piece.
Wow. It's even closer.
Oh yeah, it is replicated off of fine jewelry, and if you look at the stones again, these are fine faceted stones with the highest quality jewelry, so you really should feel good about what you're selling. Look at those. I love them. By the way, I just bought my husband one that looks like a David Yurman one. Yeah, I just saw those Roberto Korn square ones in Nordstrom's right now, by the way. They're out right now. Did you see that? Yeah, oh yeah, the square, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Those are awesome. Everybody give Lori a round of applause, because those are really going to help you. So I know that Tony Ann was saying before, to address your question, is like if you have, I probably for now am going to get outside orders after the party. So if I do a party on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll tell her that I'm closing the show by the weekend. And so once my hostess sees the jewelry in person, I will feel more confident that she's going to be able to go out and get those orders. But I think what Tony Ann was suggesting is using those comparison pages to help you prior to, and that's what we are thinking we're going to use. Whether you put it with your, if you put it with, in your mailing, you can put it with your catalog, or you can do it instead of. Because really, the catalog is not the end-all be-all, and you want to say that to your hostess. Listen, this is just an example of some of the jewelry we have. I have a lot of different pieces that you're going to love.
Did you send them online versus?
I don't do anything online.
Oh, yeah.
It's about relationship building. I want them to have things in their hands, and I want to call them. If they're going online, you're going to lose something in the mix, so I'd rather not, if I can't help it.
I just want to point out the hostess packets that they gave us in our thing. Some people are talking about maybe like ordering them and sending those as the hostess. In it, they have that brochure that says the good, better, best, and it does the $14, the $30, the $14, this and that. That might not be something good to you.
I would still use those priority mail envelopes instead of. They're free. Yes, they cost money to send, but again, if you get something in the mail and it says priority mail on it, are you going to open it? It speaks volumes when somebody gets a priority mail envelope in, and that's why we figured out the marketing plan a long time ago. We don't need to change it. Stick with what you know.
Are you getting the postcards?
I am.
You're saying
I may one day make up our own. We're feeling like we would love them to be a little bit.
14,000?
Yeah, I have 40,000 sitting in my garage. They say Leah Sophia on it.
Can we burn them?
We're waiting for the spring for a bonfire at Lori's house. You bring the wine, Lori makes the fire, I'll bring the postcards.
Are you including, like the absentee form? There's like a brochure.
I'm gonna make a different one. I don't like that one because it has
I don't
five
like the
all
name.
together.
You know, I will tell you, and this is where I need your help. If you think of something and you like an idea, but you like another idea or format better, let's make our own. We can use them, but I need us to all come together and share. So if you're thinking that you see pieces that look similar to what we have, give me the comparisons. We'll help put them together. If you want to make a new wish list stuff because you think it's going to go better or something that's going to go in a hostess package, let's make up our own. And then you know what? We can print them by ourselves at home and we can save money from Park Lane.
Can you just, when you're in touch with the home office so much, can you just
Yeah,
have
Eric
them
loves
in the catalogs in the future, indicate, like, it's so surprising to see some of this stuff tonight and how the size of it is like bigger than I would imagine.
Yes.
Somehow they need better description.
Well, yeah, yes.
And smaller
Yes.
sometimes.
Ellen.
Okay, I just want to say, you know, you can always find things about something you don't like. The wish list isn't perfect, the catalog isn't perfect, the absentee order form isn't perfect. Don't be a victim of perfect, okay? They've had this stuff, they've been doing this for a long time. They may know something too, okay? Now, the absentee, we actually discussed this at our pop-up. The absentee order form is genius. You have 5 orders that your hostess can get, outside orders. You don't like it saying absentee, that's cool. You can white it out and write outside order form. You could call it my friend who couldn't make it order form, okay? And then copy it. But what's great about it is you can fit 5 orders on that form. I used to put some order forms in my Leah Sophia package. Sometimes I'd put 2. You know what would happen? I'd show up at the lady's house. She had 2 outside orders. Sometimes I'd put 3. You know what would happen? I'd show up, I'd get 3 outside orders. So I'm sending her 5. And then if she wants another form, she's gonna get another 5. So, you know, work with it. Change the name if you don't like it. You can just erase it.
Hi, Ellen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. No, that seriously, I really appreciate your point, and I think we all have something to add to that. We're so used to one way, and I think being open to ideas and learning, and I think that's such a great, valuable point that we all have to consider. We are, and I can tell you that there's many managers in this room who have talked to lots of girls that went to lots of different places. Guess what they're doing now? A month and a half later, they're coming to Park Lane because there is no hostess program that is so rewarding. There's no advisor program that gives you as many benefits and is as rich. There's no jewelry line that has as much as we do. There's no company that is giving as much back and that is willing to work with their customers. So we have something very special. We need to show them that we can make this work. And if there's things that need to be improved along the way, we'll do it. But they do have something figured out. They have been in business for a long time, and we want to understand their plan because it might really be really good for us.
And they'll give you money for a car. Come on.
So the only thing I've noticed is we're number 2 on the wish list, and I know that it's a work in progress, but I know that we're not supposed to be doing Facebook, email, or texting, and that's one of the options here.
Yeah, if they could just
So
delete
maybe
that
we
whole
could
thing.
just put
But they're not going to. That's part of who they are, and that's part of growing into the future. But it doesn't mean that you're going to use that on a regular basis. I don't enter emails into the system, so they're not emailing them. I tell people from the get-go, I use my home phone number. If you try texting me, it's going to La La Land. So I don't get texts, and I've always stuck to the network marketing model that I know works, and it has never changed in 50 years. Call people.
So we could just tell them to just ignore. Okay.
What is the thing that you put in for email so that you can put in no email?
None at none.com is my favorite.
None at none.com, okay, because I'm.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
works. I
I
used
want to
it the
get
other
moving.
day.
I want to call Stacy LeBron up here because I think this is a very exciting part of the night. And Stacy has worked hard because she's our fashionista and is going to show you some wonderful jewelry pairings because you really want to think about these when you go home so that you can use these with your customers.
All right. So I think what I tried to do when everybody came in is I have all these things in my head and I just need to get it out. So I just picked people who weren't wearing jewelry already. A lot of you are wearing a lot of the beautiful Park Lane pieces, so you're included in this. You just happen to not get paired by me, but that's cool too because we just want to showcase what they look like in person. That's the most important part, and as you know, a lot of it doesn't look the same as it does in the book, and it looks so much better in person. So especially, like Kate was saying, this is not me, I wouldn't do this. That's cool, but the point is you're showcasing a look. So I don't know the names of everything at all yet. If you want to just like, if people are okay with taking snapshots.
Can we have
like
one row stand up at a time?
Maybe we can have one row stand up at a time here and just, I can point out little styling tips based on what people are wearing. But in general, it's just a look that you're saying something with what you're wearing. So maybe if this, so Jane.
So this
Yeah,
row.
we'll start with this row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start with this side, then we'll pull you guys up.
When you come up, don't trip on the wires.
But I want to see your necklace too.
Yeah, so anyone who's wearing anything for Lane that you came in with, and you ladies have done a great job yourselves of pairing your own pieces together, so I want to be able to show that as well. So look at that gorgeous necklace on Jamie, right?
Oh my God.
So because she's blonde and with her skin coloring, it pops so much. It looks so pretty on her. And this one too. This is an awesome piece. It's one of the Hostess specials. It looks really nice as a choker. This is like way tight, but I like that look too, especially when you're wearing a crew neck. It looks beautiful. And then we just layered. We just had fun with layering your bangles. I always say mix and match them. Kind of like go for like a vision that you think of when you see this necklace. To me, I just kept feeling blue and icy and that kind of look. So that's what I did with the pairings of the bangles and just mix them in together. It's really cool. And Jamie's wearing one of our other bracelets. Which one is that? Do you know what that?
The volume and the other one.
The volume, yeah. That volume one looks really cool.
The volume one is all
It's all
connected, so you
together.
can't lose them.
And it works really well as a baby toy.
Yeah, it did. It's a really great baby toy.
And this one looks so good. She did such a great job pairing the hematite with cobalt. This is a beautiful piece, and look how it has a lot more texture to it also than what it looks like in the book. It's a beautiful piece, and it's.
What's the name of that?
And Vogue
And Vogue. Comes in rose.
comes in all the finishes.
Guys, come up, Jean. Anybody wearing jewelry?
Even if you're just wearing earrings, the earrings look different too. So I'm gonna pick you out first. The best thing to do with a printed top is to contrast it with colors. So it looks the best when paired with black and gold, I believe. You had on, I think, hematite with it, right? So the hematite was kind of like washing it out a little bit. So we want to just gold it up. And we did that with her ring. This is a statement ring that she's wearing, one of our really cool pieces. Spikes are all over the place. And then this one is like not a toggle, but it's a chain link style. Is this the one that goes with the in Vogue? Okay. And so this is a great one to layer up with some bangles too, or just wear on its own. It's a really great piece. And then, this was, sometimes I like to do matchy-matchy, because I think it's fun sometimes. So what I did was when I saw this shirt, it just reminded me of this necklace, and I just felt like it would bring out the shirt more and her face if we just put a necklace that kind of accentuated the shirt. And then she's wearing these really cool shaped earrings, which I love these Joyrides because that shape, that style, that whole clover look is just everywhere, and it's all price ranges, and these are a really great price point.
I saw a Chanel one for $2,300, the exact same.
And they come in all the colors, hematite, everything. They're beautiful. Loving the statement ring. This is a must-have. This is one of our big ticket items, which is great because they can get this for $14. It comes in black, four colors, black, purple.
Dynamite, right?
Yeah, yes, dynamite. Speaking of dynamite, this is our $500.
She's not getting this back, it's not funny.
One of our $500 lanes.
Orange on top bracelet so bad.
I love it.
I want that bracelet so
And
bad.
when you
But yeah,
show,
this is a
when you
reach
show
item. This is
people
a
how
500
that is set and then it's in gold and silver,
It's beautiful.
double crusted and brown, it's a gorgeous piece.
And you probably already know that the styles like John Hardy and David Yurman, they love to mix metals, and they love texturizing and putting little, and this on the side reminds me so much on the side of a John Hardy. It's a beautiful piece. Definitely check that one out.
I'm gonna move you guys
Look
along
at it
only
close.
because it's
Yeah, move
mine.
along, let's move along.
So you guys, you come up.
And she's wearing the earrings that match that necklace that Anne's wearing.
Next row, can you guys come up? I'm gonna try to move you guys along.
Catalog. Sorry. I could just go on, so you have to.
That's I'm going home with my mustache.
Look at this fantastic piece.
I have to have that.
It has a little weight to it, girls, so it's worth it to try it on. It's got a little weight to it, but it's gorgeous. And it makes such a statement. She's only wearing black, and she's making a statement.
Moving towards her? Oh, move up toward the podium. Move it back so they can't see. So they need to stand in front of the podium. It's two pieces. Yeah, I think so.
Someone focus on it. And then what do you have on her? Do you have on her?
You look great.
Yes, she has the truffles ring. Okay, so here's the truffles mixed metals with the black and a little bit of browns in there. That's a beautiful one too. I think I put that on somebody else as well. Who else did I put this piece on? Oh, come. I just want to, just because she's wearing the same one too. It has multiple ways to wear. I'm sure you guys know. Of course, you know that you can do it the way she has it in the catalog, where you're wearing a backless and you let it hang toward the back, and you wear it short and long. This is a little bit layered with just another pearl necklace, and it really updates basically her outfit, because she has this really great J. Crew casual look going on, and we're throwing on pearls with that. I think that makes a nice statement too. So keep that in mind too. Watch out! Thank you. Oh, this is a beautiful piece too. The Starburst. Sunburst. It's one of my favorites. Doesn't look as good in the box. So
Anybody
definitely
else that
get
was
that
dressed,
one.
if you want to come up so Stacey can show.
If everyone could just remember to take off and put back
Yeah,
on Jackie's
guys,
table. Everything is from that table, okay?
So when you're done showing, you would.
So here we're featuring just the Chanel style. She had some lace on, so it inspired me to go with the bow. And then she's got the rose gold, and this is the Yes, I'll Marry You ring. Of course, why wouldn't I? Audrey-Ann held these earrings up to her face, and I was like, oh my god, look at these earrings. Oh my god, I love them. They're gorgeous on her. So definitely try them on, because she was like, I don't know, they're big, they're gorgeous. And we just love layering. You know how I love my layering. So we're sandwiching these two really cool chevron prints with some other fun ones. Just play with them and put them all on, mix them up. And then that cool ring again. This is one of the ones that's not in the catalog that she just purchased from online. This is a cool one too. It has a lot of the chunky lace styles on. Very cool. I don't know the name of that one because I didn't see that. So if you want to just... Yeah, that one is really cool. Okay, next row. Who's next? Nobody else wants to come on?
So, you guys see my little vibe necklace? I like it. Feel the vibe.
Feeling the vibe? Who else is wearing stuff? That's it?
So, I have it.
Oh.
So you didn't hear me though.
But didn't I put those
And
on?
and I love the piece Paula's wearing with those
yes.
three stretch too. What is that? I don't know what it's called.
With a twist.
I like that with a twist. You see that?
I know.
Wow, you're good. Kathy, you didn't. I love that with those stretch bracelets. That's like, I love that look. You know, I just want to take 5 more minutes. First of all, Stacey, this is invaluable because this is what we need to feel comfortable with. You guys have to have pairings, so that's what you want to do. You want to go home and you want to look at your home. Thank you. Will you do us a favor and send us designs this way that you would like to see so that we can send them in?
Okay, I won't remember.
No, but you know, as you're shopping, if you see things you like, take pictures. Because yeah.
No, not even comparisons, like snapshots of things that you think should be in the next category.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
So I'm bringing Audrienne up for the last portion of the night, and I just want to talk to you guys because that free kit is still out there till January 14th, and what's coming. Recruiting and giving the gift of business is one of the nicest things that we can do, and I'm going to speak to our star recruiter. Hold on.
So, we're all amazing recruiters in this room, and I have to say, to get into Leah Sophia was $149. To get into Park Lane is $39. Oh my gosh, how easy is it gonna be to recruit? What kind of team can you build and get going? I mean, it's amazing. So really, girls, and until January 15th, you can recruit somebody for free. You still wanna do a show for them and you still wanna get them going, you really gotta train them and get some parties on the book for them. But listen, for free up until the 15th, I would call every single person you've ever met that had even the slightest interest when you were selling Leah Sophia and offer this to them. Really build your team. You can move up very quickly, and the compensation plan with Park Lane is even better than Leah Sophia. So really work on that and make your list and don't wait on it. I can't tell you, like on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, I recruited 3 people. I was like, oh, I forgot to call this one and that one and that one, called them up. I said, you have to join me. You thought about it, now's your time, because it was free. And they did, and they're so excited, super excited. And even for $39, I mean, how can you not offer this opportunity? And just think of like changing their life. Because I will tell you, coming into Leah Sophia for $149, and I remember saying this to you, was the best $149 I spent because it changed my life. $39, like I can't even get a haircut for $39 anymore. I have to sit there with my mother's paper scissors that have to cut my hair because I can't afford it. No, I'm just kidding. But $39, come on, girls. Put it out there, start your business, grow it, you grow it quick.
Also, I was thinking as you're saying it, if you're new to the business, having a friend to learn with.
Oh, it's so easy. And I one of the things I noticed in the video, because I know a lot of people, one of the things that they say to me is what they're so scared of for signing on is standing up and talking in front of people. Did you notice that Kathy was sitting down with them? Mm-hmm. You can do that throughout your whole party if you feel comfortable doing that until you really, build it in you to stand up. But I thought that it wasn't like you're standing and talking down, you should never feel like that. But she sat around and talked to them and really explained your story and why you joined, because that will inspire people and that's going to make them want to be a part of what you're doing. Your excitement and enthusiasm, I always say that's what's going to shine through, and that's what's going to get them to want to join your team. So.
Thank you.
Oh, 2 little tips. So I know like everybody said to put like on your burritos the names of the pieces, and I'm like, what's that gonna do for me? Because I still don't know which piece it is. So I wrote them on the little tags. So write them on your little tags, the names of the pieces, so this way when I'm pulling them out, I can say, oh, and this is the chevron, I don't know. Okay, chevron. We're just making up names here. This is the Jacqueline. Make sure you get the color that they want, because if you don't, you'll have to call them tomorrow. There's not a different number. And there was one other thing. So I had a hostess that had she needed 3 orders. She made another order but needed 2 more. So why not sell 2 $10 or $20 gift cards for the 2 orders to make that 10 orders to double everything? So I felt that was worth it too. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any last questions, concerns?
I just have a question about the gift cards in terms of us earning them. Do you know that for supplies or is that strictly jewelry? Jewelry, okay.
Yes, jewelry only. Yes, and I will what's gonna happen is once everybody hits those thousands, they're gonna send me the gift cards and I'll be giving them out at the next meeting. So I should be getting them, okay? Any last questions? We have a lot to do, I know, we will keep going.
You might have sent it already. Scripts?
I mean, whatever we have from Leah Sophia, scripts for what? Talking on the phone, for being at a presentation? Well, you should have scripts from Leah Sophia and you would just put in the name Park Lane, and that's where I would start.
and we can help create them. But really, my conversation has been, hi Mary, it's Jackie Reganti, how are you? Happy New Year. You know, have you heard about Leah Sophia? Right, I don't know how great they are. I would just have a normal conversation. Have you heard what happened to Leah Sophia? I wanted to share with you some great news. So, thank you all who attended the pop-up workshops in the last 2 weeks.
We didn't get tickets. We went to a pop-up, but we never got.
Okay, so you need to come up here right now and fill these 3 tickets out, and then I'll choose.
Okay, so hold on, your bag is bigger than this? A lot?
Oh, and you need to write whose pop-up you went to. Well, so she needs to fill that out.
She got twice as many freedoms as I did.
Right, it's not even about, no, it's not about what's in it, I'm just talking about the bag itself. I want the bag itself.
Me too. What's the bigger bag?
Yes.
Wendy.
No, way to get the bag, not everything in our market bag.
January 7th.
I like the jewelry